are you doing today?
A wonderful morning to you, Meetu. Doing very well. Glad to be here, part of your morning. We're here a bit earlier to be able to take calls and to be able to provide updates to people that have been tuned into what's going on in the immigration world.
Perfect. So we are getting a number of calls. Let's straight away indulge in taking them all.
Of course.
972-235-5555. That's the number in the studio. So if you have any questions related to immigration matters, family law, corporate law, or civil matters, the time is now. 972-235-5555. Number in the studio. Going to our first caller, Phanisha Radio. You're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Hi. Recently I got my H-1B petitions approved. So is it mandatory to apply for a SSN even if I'm not working right now?
Well, did you get your H-1B approved for a change of status, sir?
Yes.
Okay, then you are on H-1B right now, and it is mandatory to work right now.
So if I don't get any job right now to work, do I still need to apply for SSN?
So this is what the error in the H-1B is, which is why H-1B will be one thing that is also going to get reformed with President Trump. And the issue is nobody who does not have a job can hold an H-1B. Okay, that is the law. All right? So
that means
you cannot be benched. That's illegal for the employer to do so. And it puts you in an odd situation of you gathering or being out of status when you're not found to be out of status, but you will be out of status once either pulled over, looked for your pay stubs and the fact that you're not showing up to work. Also be aware there is a draft order that is coming out from President Trump right now, and that is going to require each H-1B that gets approved to have a site visit, which means that ICE will show up, and if something is not correct, then obviously that H-1 will be terminated. So something to be aware of. If you have another option for another status, I would take that on. Otherwise, by several other executive orders that have already been announced and are now orders, if you're pulled up even in a traffic stop and a few questions that are asked of you, you may be in trouble.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you for your call. 972-235-5555. Number in the studio. Going to our next caller, Phanisha Radio. You're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question to Pallavi.
Yeah, hi Pallavi. Good morning. I came on L1. I applied for H-1B visa for 2016. It got picked up in lottery, but still the status showing as the case was received. So I'm not at all understanding why it is taking this much time and when it will get approved. Could you please let me know?
So you were in last year's lottery, you said?
Yes, 2016.
Okay, and then you had an RFC?
No, there is no RFC, and I can see the status still. This case was received. That's it. No RFC, nothing.
Yeah. So, that is very concerning. The only thing I can tell you is to try and premium process it. Your premium processing the case will get it to the attention of the premium processing unit. It is unusual for you to fall into that category where you haven't been approved or there is not an RFE that is issued on your case. So my concern would be that it should not be lost somewhere. Once you premium process it, it would get to the attention of the premium processing unit, and that would at least get it to an officer's attention.
So is there any chance that some particular series they are doing it late processing? So is there any idea in that perspective?
Yeah, not that I've heard of. We kind of understand that all the cases that they have, again, these are just not accurate numbers, but the understanding there is from USCIS is that all the cases that they have either been approved or they have been issued RFEs. So I would definitely query about this.
Yeah, my situation is totally different. Still, I have the status showing as case was received. So I'm totally in dilemma whether it is going to be approved or RFE.
Right. So let me also say the online status is never something to rely on as an accurate status.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because that is they're not obligated. It's a customer service tool which they're supposed to update, but they don't always update.
Oh,
All right?
okay. Then I need to check with my employer. There's only one thing, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that.
All right. Thank you for your call. This is Your Business Matters with Pallavi Aluwalia from Aluwalia Law Offices. If you want to get in touch with her and her team beyond the show, well, you need to give them a quick call. 972-361-0606 is the number. And aluwalialaw.com is their website. Going on to our next caller. Fun Asia Radio, you are live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question to Pallavi.
Hi, good morning, Pallavi. I would like to ask a question about the recent executive order which has been tabled in front of Congress. So there's a clause which says that the new H-1B should have at least 135K as the salary. Will it apply for the existing H-1Bs as well?
Okay, so let's
For renewals and transfers?
Yeah, let me clarify a few things. The executive order is only from the president. It will not be in front of the Congress. So that's just an order of the executive branch, which is the president. Okay, and the leak of the order that we have, and it's called Protecting American Jobs and Workers by Strengthening the Integrity of Foreign Legal Companies and Systems, is more to just, it does not have any dollar amounts as to what needs to be paid. That's actually the memo or the order that we are holding on to right now as is draft. But there are bills in the Congress from the House of Representatives, from the Senate, and there has been a Republican, Congressman Issa. He has a bill that he has proposed, and that kind of raises the bar on the salary. And we have another one from Zoe Logwin from a Democrat from California. Now, both of these bills do increase the numbers or what an employer is supposed to pay an employee. We hope it's not going to be for the existing people, but it is possible that it would be applied to people that apply for transfers or extensions.
So will it apply for transfers and renewals?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying, yes. It will apply for transfers and extensions most likely, but again, you have to understand this is just a bill. Yeah, so if it's introduced in one house, as in it's gone to the House, it then has to go to the Senate. After it goes to the Senate, it goes to the President for his signatures. So it's not still the rule, or there may even be some CFRs, like a Code of Federal Regulation changes, and that would require the executive branch to have the NPRM, which is Notice of Proposed Rulemaking, and once that's announced, then we have to give 60 days for comments and then another 60 days before it becomes final. So there are a few steps that are still not in place to impact you currently, but yes, is there going to be an impact in the future? We expect it to be.
Okay, one more last question. So do you see anything happening to the H-4EADs as well?
Yes, that is also on the butcher's block, unfortunately.
Okay.
That is most likely going to be taken away. So I believe with DACA, there are a few other benefits, the OPTs for STEM extensions. So there are a bunch that is upcoming, but till they happen, we don't know how they may be modified.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you for your call. 972-235-5555. Number in the studio. Going on to our next caller, Fanisha Radio. You are live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question to Pallavi.
Yeah. Hi, Pallavi. This is Mahesh. How are you?
Very well. How may I help?
Actually, I just have a question. My mother, I'm a citizen, and my mother comes to visit us from last 20 years. So she comes and stays for 3-4 months and she goes back. So this time she's going back after 5 months. She has a visa for 6 months. So because of we want to sell some property in India and she wants to come back, earlier. So is there any rule or law that says like if she goes out of the country that certain time she cannot come back or she can come? Some say she can come back in a month or next day.
Yeah.
Some say they have to stay out.
Correct. Yeah, not correct. So basically as a visitor, you have to be out for longer than you have to be in the U.S. So, for example, somebody has been here 5 months. Now, they would be required to be out for about 5-6 months before they can enter. Now, is that a written rule? No. But the discretion is at the hand of CBP, which is Custom Border Patrol. And at this point, we're warning everybody. Our website also has the travel advisories for everyone. You have to be careful because there is a stricter interpretation of everything that CBP is adopting at this time. So I would not definitely advise her just to be out for a month and return here again for a length of time, because that will, if a CBP were to say that she intends to be a resident here, then they have an option to put a 10-year bar to her entry or find her inadmissible or have her withdraw her request to be admitted into the country. So all of those things will cause her trouble. So at this point, I would not say months abroad is okay and then an entry back into the country. That would be a tough thing.
So you say she has been here for 5 months, so she should be better stay out for 5 months and then come back?
Yes, 5-6 months, yes.
So that would be better. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. And just last question. I am H-1B and I'm sure I was working in California. Now I plan to work in Dallas. So is the LCA needs to be applied before I join my client here? Or I can join it and LC campaign process?
Yeah, no. Actually, the requirement changed about 2 years back in August of 2015, and that direction was given by a case called a matter of Simeo solutions, and that required an employer to first file for an amendment before moving an employee. Okay, and it's a pretty strict requirement because any change in your ad on your pay stub, anything that they can find out that you've already moved before you apply for an amendment with the government will cause you to get an RFE and then get a denial on the extension of stay.
Oh, so it's a serious basically. So it's better, at least we should have a receipt for amendment filing, then we can join. Basically, is okay, right?
Well, it should be filed. The receipt sometimes may take anywhere from 3-4 days to about a few weeks. So as long as the government has received your file, you should be okay to join the new employer.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, madam. I appreciate that. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for your call. Going on to our next caller, Phanisha Radio. You are live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, I have a question for you. I want to check. I'm on H-1 visa and I'm going to India for in February 22nd, and then I decided I also have to get my H-1 stamping done. So I already took the date and everything for H-1 stamping. So will that be a good idea right now to go to India or no?
So there will be a stricter scrutiny. India is not one of the impacted countries currently, so I can't tell you not to go for stamping. But please be aware that it is quite possible for them to request for more information or be a little stricter in the visa processing. So 221Gs are going to be more a norm because that's just the direction that the executive branch, the president, is giving to the consulates across the world.
So what does exactly that mean? That they'll be asking more documents and more stricter?
Correct.
Okay. Again, my daughter is a U.S. citizen, so will that make any difference or it doesn't make any difference?
No, it won't. Unfortunately, it won't. You have to be able to prove. You have to be able to prove that you have work and it's valid and it's the location where you're working. And they may hold the application to call clients and all of that. If that's the case, if you are in a position where you're located at the LCA location that's indicated on your petition and on your I-129, expect the employer to get calls or just proving authentication of the entire work.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for your call. Once again, do want to remind you all, for private consultation, you do need to take an appointment and you can call their office at 972-361-0606. Ahluwalialaw.com is their website, and the number in the studio right now for your legal questions is 972-235-5555. Going on to our next caller, Phanisha Radio. You're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question.
Yes, my husband is a U.S. citizen, and we are actually from Pakistan. He is in Pakistan right now. So do you think this will impact him when he's returning in about 2 weeks, whatever is happening right now? Yes, at this time, Pakistan is not on the list of countries. The 7 countries does not include Pakistan. But I'm not giving anyone a free pass because we don't know how things may change tomorrow, because even this announcement was done without much notice, and I don't expect the next announcement to have much notice either. So just the advice to people is just return. If you're abroad, just return at this point. We are looking. Even if someone is a citizen, they can still getting a hard time. We've heard of. I was at the airport on this weekend on a Saturday as well as on Sunday, and they were holding people. There was a small baby with lawful permanent resident parents that was being held there for over 16 hours. So what has been going on is a little bit of an anomaly, not something that we can expect from the U.S., but it is currently the state of affairs. So my request to you is for everyone, and this is out there for everyone because this is going to be my update, that we have a travel advisory which is on our website, which easily can be accessed as ahluwalialaw.com or yourbclawyer.com. Please go look it up and just keep in touch, because we are putting out our updates there, and hopefully even without seeking a consultation, that should be able to provide people assistance. Okay, thank you so much. All the best.
All right. Thank you for your call. 972-235-5555. Number in the studio. Going on to our next caller. You're live on the air. Please go ahead and ask your question to Pallavi.
Hi, Pallavi. Question was, is there any processing timing changed for green card holders that have applied for citizenship with this executive orders?
Not except for people from those countries. It will just pause for all of them in seeking different benefits, but for the others, no. However, I mean, that's not the official announcement, but we have seen just an immense slowdown over the last few weeks from the government. Just an immense slowdown. It's like people are not willing to work even in the premium processing unit. It's just amazing, but that's how it is right now.
Wow, okay, because they applied in August, and
let's just say there is no official impact on the processing, because that's not an order from the president. But just everyone that didn't want to do any work is allowed just to slack off for a bit more.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
All right. Moving on to our next caller. We have very few minutes left here on the clock. Let's quickly take our next caller on air. Fanisha Radio, you're live on the air. Go ahead and ask your question very quickly.
Sure. Good morning, Pallavi. I just heard your travel advisory. I am a green card holder from India. I have an upcoming travel in March, so should I be concerned about it?
So we can't, fall into the fear-mongering and saying everybody is going to be impacted, but things are a bit uncertain. My concern is for everyone that's traveling. It's not that we're just going to not be allowed back into the country, but the processing activity and everything will be delayed for everyone.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for your call. Probably our last caller, depends on the length of the question. So we do request that you keep your question brief and go ahead and ask your question.
Okay. Hey, good morning. I have a quick question. I had filed I-130 for my spouse H-1B last year, and it was transferred to local office. And after that, I have sent some inquiries, and they're saying that I have to wait for my initial interview, like the petitioner. So are there any dates for the local office to adjudicate I-130s? I don't see them online.
Yeah, they are, once it comes to the district offices, then the officers are holding them and putting them in queue, and yes, those may not be visible online at any place. You just will have to just wait for them to set up the interview. It is just random at this point.
Okay, so, there's no, how long I have to wait, like, it's already 15 months I've been waiting.
How long have you been waiting, sir?
I filed it last year in 2015. In December 2015.
And this is a U.S. citizen something that's found?
No, it's F2B, legal permanent resident passport.
Right, yeah, so that in that case, see, the visa numbers are not available also, so they have time to take because it's not that the next step is ready to be done already, right? So the F2A category, even on today's date, and I'm looking at the February visa bulletin right now, is processing at April 15th of 2015, right? So so even if you filed last year, which is in 2016, it's not something that even if it gets approved, that's going to get you an option right away. So, and I'm just getting into the head of the officer that's processing your case. So for that reason, the F2As are even slower than immediate relatives.
Okay, but it might get processed before the priority date is current, correct?
Yeah. That they will. So they're holding on to the I-130 processing also for about a year and a half to 2 years, because they know that the visa itself is not available for about 2.5 years.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And that's all the time we have for your questions. Thank you so much, Pallavi, for coming on air and answering all the questions.
And I'm just going to request everyone to keep up with the news, see how it applies to you, because it is important. We are blogging on our site. And if you go on there, you can read the latest of how this may impact you. So just be aware.
Wonderful. Once again, that website is aluvalialaw.com. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Mitu. Thank you for hosting me. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This has been